Hey everyone, this is my screen addiction video. Yeah, here we go. Part one. So introduction. What is screen addiction? So screen addiction definition: it's when a person uses technology excessively and becomes dependent on it. So that includes smartphones, tablets, computers, and televisions. Why it's a problem? Really, it's used to increase level interactivity and stimulation provided by technology. So that's kind of really how it's caused. Technological devices, for example, notification updates, entertainment options, they really cause screen addiction, and the reasons why screen addiction is always really happening. And these features really make it people for to hard to really ignore the devices. You know, people are always want to ignore to use their devices because of these features, and they always signal the dopamine reward system, which I'll talk about later in this presentation. But they always signal the dopamine brain feature just because of the fact that people are always going to be want to be interested, and that's kind of really where it's really the root of the problem, and that leads to compulsive use and addiction. Now, Obviously, this leads to a couple of problems, especially eye strain, muscle strain, disturbances, anxiety, depression, social isolation, etc. Part two. So self-addiction on the human side. Why do phones catch a human's attention? Well, it causes by the vibration, colors, apps, games, notifications, etc., and just different ways for people to find entertainment and just be hooked onto their devices. Now, it offers also a source of entertainment and distraction, which also is a side where humans really feel that like they need in their lives. Now, why is this relevant and bad for human health? It shows addiction and can have a negative psychological impact, especially depression and anxiety with blurry vision and fatigue for people's mental state. Now, the technological perspective, why are companies making products that hurt human health? They're capitalizing on the fact that humans have problems and they need to make their lives easier, like stress, communication factor, the entertainment factor, as well as they want money. So with money, companies they want money to advertise their features and make people believe that they need phones in their lives, and that causes people to really fall into the trap, buy them, and use them and that really causes addiction because of the different features they have. These are my sources. What are the signs of phone addiction? And the second one really is about the technological perspective. So television addiction, the human side. Why television catch humans' attention? It increases dopamine levels in the brain. It causes addictive human personalities from everyday life, and it's a great stress reliever for people on the people side. And why is this relevant and bad for human health? Well, it causes physical illnesses, stroke, heart disease, poor quality of sleep, headaches, just to name a few. And really, obviously, televisions are a big factor just because of the fact that they're a unique way of entertainment. And obviously, since they've been getting better and better, a lot of people and people have been trying to make them better and better, which also gives them a way for people to really become more and more addicted just because of the fact of the colors, the vibrations, the notifications, like I've said before. And obviously, the technological perspective, why are companies doing this? They view television as the future. It's a new form of entertainment and ways for people to find visual and oral quality in technology. And the bigger screens, bigger audio, the color, the lighting of the TV, it makes it easier for people to really fall into the trap and just fall more addicted and trapped just because the brain is really it's really hooked onto these devices just because of the fact of the louder speakers, the bigger screens, the color, the lighting. It just hooks the brain onto the screen, and it makes it harder for humans to really stop. Now, these are my sources. First one, obviously, human side. Second, technology side. Now, the gaming addiction. Why gaming catches humans' attention? Gaming triggers a release in the human dopamine, I guess, system and correlates with the substance abuse disorders. So obviously, the same reasons why people are really criticizing substance abuse are the same reasons why gaming really triggers the dopamine system because obviously people use substance abuse to really feel good. Same reason why people use gaming just because it's a new form of entertainment and just a way for people to find leisurely activities in their really daily lives. Now, this is significant because it can cause physical pain. Like I said, you're using your hands and your arms really just to completely move on the devices, and it can cause really strains in wrist, neck, elbow injuries, and blisters, as well as obesity and blood clots. And there's also a decline in work and loss of mental control. Studies have shown that this can really cause lower academic success, as I'll get to further, but also a loss in mental stability. People really aren't able to think as clearly when they're gaming. And the technological perspective, why is gaming needed? Why are companies doing this? Gaming is fun, and humans, especially young adults, find pleasure in gaming. Science shows gaming stimulates gray matter in the brain. Like I said, there's some benefits to gaming, and this is kind of the justification why people justify why gaming is good. It allows connections with all parts of your brain, improves self-perception. It also improves your hand-eye coordination and multitasking, as studies have shown. Um, but still, this does not outweigh the long hours that people spend because in the long term, it does have defects that I will get to further, as I did in previous slides as well. But usually, this is kind of the justification why technology really views gaming as a good perspective in people's lives. These are my sources. Of course, video game addiction. I use Cleveland Clinic twice, both for the human side and technology side as well. So part three, statistics. Real quick, I kind of use the three parts, especially undergraduates. So the ages are from 1923. This is the undergraduate age, as well as genders, men, women, and also specific majors that people will use. And usually all the hours and the max hours that people are spending on their phones. And as you can see by the statistics, seven and people on average, usually people are spending 3 to 9 hours on the devices, college students. That's a lot. And as you can see, that lowers the academic GPA of these students just because of the fact that they're spending more time on their phones on the junk that really does not prepare them for the next level. And this has been proven in the same article that I was reading, because the people who don't have these disorders are people who typically have higher GPAs. And these test cases were caused by smartphones, which makes sense because college students, the most likely devices to be causing this are the smartphones. And they're mostly used in the home as well. So that also inhibits people's outdoor activities. Okay, so part four, method for dealing with screen addiction. I would recommend setting boundaries. So screen time limits using smartphones, setting rules on Wi-Fi and internet. And I feel like this gives a way for people to like find ways to limit their abilities and just find ways to kind of set restrictions on themselves, their self-discipline, for people to, not really find ways to use their phones and their internet, just ways to for people to kind of limit themselves and just restrict themselves from using it for long hours. Engaging in outdoor activities, so playing sports, hanging out with friends and family, that's also a good way for dealing with screen addiction, just because when you're not on the screen, it gives your ability to be refreshed and is a great way to being a stress reliever as well. And also therapy. Therapists are professionals and give suggestions tailored to customers. And therapists, they also allow people to be themselves. So people, if they want to talk about their problems, their addiction, and they want to find viable solutions compared to their lives, therapist is also a great way of finding ways to deal with screen addiction. It's the same case like substance abuse, like I said. The same things that cause substance abuse are the same thing that's caused gaming addiction. Same thing. A lot of people with substance abuse can go to therapist. Same thing with screen addiction. And this is my source, Screen Addiction, a Parent's Guide for Young Adults, OPA Residential Treatment Center for Young Adults. So feel free to check it out. What makes Instagram addictive? It's accessibility. So it's easy to access. It makes bonding easier. Instagram also has a unique algorithm that has many features and tools that give people reasons to use it. So for example, your follower count, your posts, your likes, comments, just the group chats. There's many direct messages, DMs. There's many ways that people could really interact and bond with certain people on the app, and that's kind of really how Instagram really lures people, as well as it being free to use. Now, how I would use Instagram to reduce screen addiction, I would remove the follower count completely. I feel like compared to the follower count, having a follower count like has a non-constant competition and doesn't has people to not show to Instagram with a certain incentive of being like they want to increase their follower count just to become better than other people or just to have more credibility on the app. And this is also the reason why influencers are created. A lot of influencers, they have a lot of followers and they have a lot of people following their daily lives. And that's primarily because they somehow got popular and they were so obsessed with that one number that allows them to continue being on their phones. And a lot of people started at this age as a college student. Now, make Instagram pay to use. A reason why Instagram is used is because it is completely free. Pay to use allows restrictions on the app and allows people to pay to use the app. And obviously, money doesn't come for free and it doesn't grow on trees. So then people need to find ways to like really limit themselves, such as apps like Tinder. I'd also set limits on profiles, reels power, etc. Setting limits provides distance for time wasting on the screen, and better than the freedom that Instagram provides, which allows for people to really be on their phones 12 hours a day. If you set limits, then allows people to really find other ways to engage themselves in certain activities. And these are my sources: Instagram Addiction, Addiction Center. Feel free to check out the source. Thank you.